Here we go. We still have an excellent comedian left. A headliner, national headliner. You've seen him on Def Comedy Jam. Give it up for Mr. Sean Shank.
Wow. Okay. So, the thing was, before the show, the owner, Sheila, told me, she was like, hey, Mayor Nick and his lady are going to be in here tonight, so you can't do any of your dirty jokes. So I went through 2 hours of material and edited out all of my dirty jokes. So, good night. All right. All right, yeah. All right, here's a trivia fact for you guys. Did you know that aphids, you know the little bug that goes in your garden, aphids? Aphids give birth to already pregnant aphids. Nice. Yes, that is the most Buchanan crap I've ever heard in my life. Tell you guys a little bit about me. I was born legally blind, guys. I was born legally blind. Most people have 20/20 vision. I was born 20 over 1,000 in each eye. To date, I've had 32 eye surgeries between both my eyes. Yeah. One more, I get a set of steak knives. So. But here's another thing about my eyes, though, guys. As it so happens, I am furiously colorblind. I am terribly colorblind, which is a weird disability to have. Because I tell people that, and then they say the same thing. They go, oh, you're colorblind. Really? What color is this? Yeah, someone with a disability you can do that to. Can't do that to other disabilities. Can't walk up to somebody in a wheelchair, tip them out, and go, prove it, jerk. Well, you might. So what do I do? I'm a big guy. I've had big guy jobs because of my size. I was a bouncer. Okay, screw me, I guess. All right. I was a bouncer, but here's the thing. I started bouncing when I was in my 40s, which is a weird time to start bouncing. Okay, yes, because your thought process is completely different, right? Because here's the thing. You're a young guy, and you're bouncing, right? And you go in, you do your job, somebody puts their fist up, you put your fist up, if you're like James's age or whatever, you don't care, you probably still got some Obamacare or something hanging on. But like for me, it's different, and it happened too, guys. I was 40 years old, and on my 40th birthday, actually, and I was bouncing at the club, and I went in that night, and this guy started some stuff, so I grabbed him by the shoulder, and I, just turned 40, spun him around. He puts his fist up, and I put my 40-year-old fist up, and my first thought was, oh, crap, okay. I have got a $1,000 deductible. I only get one pair of glasses per year. Dr. Chapel is unforgiving. I think you guys are all right, man. Thought you'd be all laughed out after Phil, but no. Yeah, guys, I've been doing this job a long time. Many iterations of me up on this stage. I wrestled in college, and I jumped back to that because when I was in college and wrestling, here's the thing. Anybody here by round of applause wrestle in high school or college? A couple of them. Nice, right? So you guys know. It's the hardest, next to swimming, is one of the hardest workouts that you have. All right? Yeah, it is. You're burning about 3,000 to 4,000 calories per day, right? Yes. So to keep up, when I was wrestling in college, I was eating 3,000 to 4,000 calories per day. But here's the thing, guys. I graduated from college and I stopped wrestling. But I did not stop eating 3,000 to 4,000 calories per day. So at my highest weight, guys, I got up to 387 pounds. Yes, but as of today on the scale, 265. Yeah, trust me, nobody's happier than my little wife. Get off me, you fat jerk. Squishing my boobs like a mammogram. Thanks. And I love my little wife, man. She's cool. She's cool as heck. I love my wife. She's awesome. You know, we have lots of good conversations. She's nice. Recently, though, we've had a big change in the household. She got one of those, the things for you sleep with, the face mask. What is it?
CPAP.
CPAP, thank you. CPAP, yes. He's a crazy little card, isn't he? Oh my goodness. CPAP, who in here has a CPAP? Woo! Yeah, was that the German guy and his husband? You'll look like a CPAP family. Whatever you mean. You could both kill me, I'm pretty sure. Bounced me right out of here. Oh, see, my wife got to see. No, I'm glad they did. Because the thing is, like, if you guys don't be embarrassed of it, it's like something you need to get it, right? Because it really helped my wife. But it was kind of strange when we first got it, because it's a big change, right? In your life, it's a big change. The CPAP, all right? So here's some things you may not know, wheelchair tipper. It's like, I'm never coming to the show again. He's so adorable. She's like, I'd only tip him a little. But it's a change, right? And there are things maybe you don't know about a CPAP that I didn't know as well. Guys, here's one thing. CPAPs are not on an oxygen tank. They have an outside air intake. Know how I know this? First night, she straps up with the, right? Puts on the CPAP. She goes to sleep. 3 o'clock in the morning, I wake up because we had Mexican food for supper. Now, here's the thing. My bedroom has an ensuite bathroom. And for the people from Buchanan, that means the crapper is attached to the bedroom. Yeah, so I go in there, and like 30 seconds later, after just absolutely destroying the thing, 20 feet away, I hear, I was just like, that's probably not related.
Oh my.
My poor wife, though, man, like I do, man. Guys, we do that, though. I know you do it. You don't have to tell me. I see her look on her face. You destroy the bedroom at night. I know. It's okay. We all do it, us dudes. I really feel sorry for the German couple. My God. That must smell the bratwurst. As I was saying, we really do, man. Our poor wives, like, we destroy the bedrooms. And there was one time I farted so bad in bed, my wife sat up out of a deep sleep like Dracula, like this, and she starts swinging her fists. And I go, what are you doing? She's like, I can't get it off me. My wife's adorable, though, man. She's adorable. And I felt so bad for her, too, when she got, like, the CPAP thing, because she doesn't have the full mask thing. I think you might be on the drugs. But she doesn't have the full mask thing. She's got just the nose thing, right? They come with the tube out the nose. And so she straps it on the first night. Stop. The mayor is here. And his poor wife, she's like our queen. Stop it.
No, she's my queen.
Oh, shut up, Phil. Do you hear that brown nosing back there? That's gross. As I was saying, she puts on the thing, and then she's just sitting there for a second on the edge of the bed. And she looks over at me.
I'm not sexy anymore.
And the thing was, I was like, no, baby. I said, you're beautiful. I love you. You're always beautiful to me. And she goes,
I look like an elephant.
and I had nothing. So I looked at her, I go, I always want to make out with an elephant. And she's so cute, she goes, really? It's like, yeah. I always had a crush on Snuffleupagus. Made a snuff film later that night. That's dumb. All right. I'm going to tell you guys something that should, possibly in this demographic, I'm really not sure, give me some cheap free applause. A while ago, for a couple years, I was signed to do shows with Def Jam. Okay. No. Stop, white people, as if you understand what's going on. I'll explain. Def Jam is the comedy arm of BET. BET is Black Entertainment Television. Right. So how I got signed up was an accident. All right. Yeah, a buddy of mine, Jacoby Ray, is an influencer, right? Does the Meet So Horny stuff on. Woo! Yeah. He signed me up for a comedy show at a club called Hey Chaz on 38th and Post in Indianapolis. And for those of you that don't know, 38th and Post is the ghetto. I grew up in Deer Creek, Indiana. Yes, in the middle of 4 cornfields. Did not have cable. The only 3 black people I had ever seen in my life were adopted by our science teacher. So I go to the show, I get there like half an hour early, I open up the door to the club. The club owner sees me, she goes, "You're the comic." I go, "Yeah." She grabs me by the chest, pulls me, and throws me out on stage. Now I'm standing there in front of 200 black folks. 197 more than I'd ever seen. That's a math joke for the folks from Buchanan. Now, I've done this job a long time. I've got exactly 2 hours and 23 minutes of material tucked up in my brain, and I forgot every joke that I knew. But I remembered one, and it saved me, and I'm going to tell it to you guys. What does Snoop Dogg put in his washing machine? Bleach. Yes. And a big black guy sitting right there across his arms. He goes, "All right, Whitey." But I finished my set, big standing ovation, high five people all the way through the crowd. I belly up to the bar. That same owner comes running up to me and she goes, "Dang, white boy, you got some flavor." And my Deer Creek self said, "What, vanilla?" Then she says, "How would you like to do some shows with Def Jam?" And because I was from Deer Creek, I said, "Swell." So guess where they sent your buddy Sean on his very first Def Jam show? That's right, 8 Mile, Detroit. Yeah. Dude, first intersection we pulled up to, there was a black dude standing on the corner. He was wearing a clear see-through poncho, no pants, and he was holding a machete. And I go, "Oh look, it's the mayor of Detroit." So we get to the Rosedale house on 8 Mile, and it's like this diamond in the rough, right? And I go into the entertainer's entrance so nobody sees me coming into the building, and I'm waiting behind the double doors, kind of a lot like this. Nobody sees me coming in. It was a Def Jam show, all black crowd. I'm still an all-white comic. And the MC's name was Black Coffee. Now, Black Coffee's like if you shoved me and Will and the German guy together, right? Big black guy, right? But he's killing. Black Coffee's killing. And he gets a standing ovation at the end of his set. And he goes, "All right, ladies and gentlemen, your next comic coming to the stage. You may have seen him on Showtime's Comedy on the Road, CBS Stand-Up Spotlight. And he just got signed to Def Jam." And when he said that, they all stood up and gave me a standing ovation, but they hadn't seen me yet. So he goes, "Let's welcome to the stage Sean Shank." I come busting through the doors. They see me, and at the same time, they all go like this. Ha! little lady in the front row stands up, walks up to the stage and goes, "Oh, sweetheart, are you lost?" Wish I was. Bleach. So after the show, we go back to the hotel in 11 Mile, which is apparently 3-bedroom Detroit. And the headliner for the show says, "Hey, we want to take you to the nightclub in the bottom of the hotel, celebrate your first Def Jam show." So we go down. It's an all-black nightclub. I am still an all-white comic. We walk in, we go up to the bar, and the headliner, Rob Day, says to me, he says, "Sean, I'm going to order your drinks. Is that okay?" I said, "That's fine." He orders me something called a BMF. Yeah, the laugher has a prison sentence. Here's the thing about a BMF. If you've not heard of these are like Long Island iced teas on horse steroids. But here's the trick. You can't taste the alcohol. Now here's something about your buddy Sean you may not know. I am a lightweight. You get a beer and a half in this size body, and all of a sudden I'm like, and that's no duels. They give me the first one, I get it, and I down it in under 30 seconds. And I get another, and another, and another, and another, and another, and another. I'm halfway into my 8th BMF. In 15 minutes, I stand up on the bar, and I said, "Hey! Somebody pissed my pants!" And that's when I saw him across the bar. Little short black guy, bald head, had a jersey that said Sean John. And I said, "Hey, that's my name!" He looks over his shoulder, he goes, "Oh crap, white people." He runs. I jump down and I'm chasing him through the bar, and I finally catch him and I get him in a headlock. And I'm rubbing his bald head, right? And I'm like, "I'm going to call you George. And I'm going to hug you and pet you and love you." And he was sweating, I was sweating, his head pops out. He takes off running. I turn to chase him, and that's when I felt him. These hands wrapped around these biceps, fingertips almost touching. Picks me up off the floor, feet still kicking. Walks me outside of the club, sits me down, and I turn around to see who has done this to me. Oh crap. It is Black Coffee's bigger cousin, Venti. But I'm drunk, so I said, "Hey, why did you do that?" He literally leans down and he goes, "Sir, you're scaring the black people." All right. Thing is, that's a true story. It's with the Detroit police being called, but I don't have that much time. But I'm gonna leave you guys with this story. It's one of my favorite stories in the world, and it's wholesome, kind of. Some years back, I was doing a 2-person show with a comedian named Etta May. You guys ever heard of Etta May? So Etta used to do this thing called Etta and Her Men. All right? And what would happen is, after the comedy show, like what we just experienced here, the lights would go up and people would leave. And it was mostly like dudes. A couple would stay, Germans, and all the ladies. And the lights would go back down, and the music would then start. And these guys would come running out. Cowboy boots, Daisy Dukes, oil bodies, nothing else. Woo! Right. And they would come out and they'd just be undulating like all over the ladies and a couple of the dudes. Right? Great time. All right, so I'm watching this for 2 weeks, and like last show, the Sunday, the last day of the 2-week run with Etta, I called my mom. I said, "Hey Mom," I said, "do me a favor." I said, "Get Aunt Deb and Grandma and come down here for the comedy show." I said, "There's a specialty show afterwards, but don't tell her." Now, my grandma was 4'11", went to Oak Grove Christian Church every single Sunday the entirety of her life. Sweet and wholesome. Salt of the earth. They come down for the show. Now, I'm up in the sound booth waiting for the show to start, and I said, I motioned Etta over. I said, hey, you see that sweet little wholesome looking lady right there, sitting right there? She goes, yeah. I said, you know how you have the dancers after the thing? I said, do you have one that is like particularly, and she goes, oh, you mean King Sausage? I said, that'll do. I said, could you do me a favor? Could you have him climb her like a spider monkey? And she goes, say less. So the show starts, comedy show is great. It gets over, the lights come up. My grandma grabs her little tiny purse and stands up like this. My aunt grabs her by the shoulder and says, no, sit down. So she sits down and she's looking around confused, and then the lights drop down. Music starts, and all of the dancers come out and they get on stage and they're just undulating like, yeah, right? And I'm up in the sound booth like, yeah. Etta comes out on stage with all these undulating dudes and she goes, go! They scatter and fan out. King Sausage, right from my grandma. He gets over to her, he grabs the side of her head and he just starts ham-hocking her right in the ear. Just going to town. And I'm watching for like 2 seconds and I'm like, I cannot watch what I've done to my grandma. I leave. I just left her there. I'm outside of the club. I left the club. I'm just outside like I'm going to hell. And finally the show gets over and I go in and I wait by the exit. Door opens, first person there, my grandma. She was holding her purse like this. And I said, hey grandma, how you doing? She goes, oh. And I said, okay. I said, well, are you gonna buy me that drink that you promised me after the show? And she goes, I can't. I go, what do you mean you can't? She goes, I gave away all my dollars. You guys have been a blast. This has been a fantastic night. Thanks for coming out to the Underground Laugh Road. Give a round of applause for Ron, for Sheila, everybody that's just
Keep going, Sean Shank, ladies and gentlemen.